So let's say unit 1 is the English department. The English department had a budget, total budget of, let's say, $348,000. Okay. On top of that, they had an additional $2 million in salaries in the English department. 432. So we got 2.348, $2.3 million, or $2,348,000, let's say, from the English department. But let's say they only spent, let's say all of this was spent, the salaries, but a portion of this $348,000 was not spent. So let's say 48,000 of that wasn't spent. They only spent 300,000. So this 48,000 that wasn't spent, it would go back into a pool of centralized budget funding for the next year. For next year. So they don't get to keep that $48,000. They're not going to get $2 million plus the $348,000. They may get an increment off of that 2.348, but because they didn't use $48,000 of their budget last year, it goes into centralized budgeting, which then gets put into an initiative-based budgeting tool, which becomes a lottery. Units can then apply for funding for institutional initiatives. So when this $48,000 gets returned back to the pool at central office, there may be several other dollar amounts. So the English department had 48,000. There may be 52,000 elsewhere, 20,000 elsewhere. So you add up all these funds, central office says, who's doing the best job at the unit level of teaching, getting research dollars, writing grants, getting high marks on evaluations? Who's doing the best? Who's the most stable and the most successful unit or department on this campus? At that point, central office can give an initiative to give money back to the units based on their performance. It looks like performance-based funding. It isn't totally. It's just saying give the money back that you didn't use to central office, and then we'll provide. And then if you show us initiative, we'll give the money back, or we'll give the money back in a fashion that we deem respectable to your unit.